media is just that global reach. So, any business can be a startup here on the Gold Coast, and depending on what your product is or whatever, if you go about it the right way, you can just be touching people all over the world.
That's right.
Tomorrow. So that's the amazing part of what attracted me to the social media for sure.
If you had known what you know now back then with social media, obviously you would have been a bit differently, but that would have grown the brand exponentially, wouldn't it?
Definitely.
Your touch points out there.
Yeah, and even today, I mean, there's so many companies and businesses that really don't understand it that well, and they understand they need to be a part of it, just not how to be a part of it. And of course, that's why I created a whole new consulting company on working with these people to help them do
All
that.
right. Can you give yourself a plug? Obviously, where they can contact you, obviously.
Yeah, the best way is just through my website, adamhoulahan.com, and you can if you want to connect with me on any of the social media channels, they're all there. Phone, email, all the courses that we run, it's all there.
And obviously you're going to be presenting at an upcoming event in November. Do you want to talk about We Are Podcasts?
Yeah, well, that's just one. I pretty much sort of travel all the time doing events now. We've got one in a couple of weeks in Singapore, and then the We Are Podcast here on the Gold Coast in November, and a couple of others in December down in Melbourne. But We Are Podcast is pretty cool. It's what we're doing here right now is podcasting is just exploding. And this is the first ever podcasting event in the Southern Hemisphere, and massive lineup of pretty awesome speakers.
Saw that.
And it's growing and growing by the day. So we've got a pretty strong social presence there already, and great venue, Mantra, here on the Gold Coast, and I think we're expecting about 500 people to turn up to the first one. So
that's great.
We've made a 3-year commitment to the Gold Coast, so right up to the lead up to the Commonwealth Games. We've got lots of people in down south and other areas trying to get us to bring We Are Podcast to other regions, but we've really committed to the Gold Coast for the next few years.
Maybe there might be some tie-in with Drew and your caravan that you're building. Tell them about that.
Yeah, 1962. Everything I own is 1962. A 1962 caravan that I bought for $62. But it's my mobile podcast studio, so we're just finishing that off this week, actually. Yeah, just something really quirky and cool. I just see a huge market. Here I am talking to you. I want to ask you right now, for these reasons why I think podcasting is great. So you may be something like my age, I don't know. But we've come from a time when you're at the ski shop where you did all your paperwork on paper.
Yeah.
Everything was done on paper. Then the digital age came. And now we've got these social media things. I just spent 6 weeks in Japan. And I left there completely addicted to my iPhone because I was doing all my business on it. So my mind was going, check your phone, check messages, blah, 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 blah. And I've recently got onto Instagram, so what's your day like? This is why I would tune in for your show today. What is your day like? Do you find yourself addicted to this media as well?
Oh, look, totally. But one of the things that when we started, when I say we, I mean my wife Julie and I decided to go down this path. That's because I came from very much a corporate background, and I said we love travel. We travel a lot, and we decided we wanted to, when our kids have finished school, which is only a few years away. We want to live overseas for 6 months of the year, and here in Australia 6 months of the year. And so the first place we're going to go and live is in Dubai. And we wanted a business that wasn't going to be tying us down to any geographical location. Right. So no matter where I was in the world, I could pick up a computer, I could be on the beach, and we'd be in business. So right from day one, we built it that way. We've got a great team of people that work with us all over the world, but they all work from home. None of them have offices. We're a totally digital company. We don't have an office. We have a PO box just because you just have to have an address, but
completely virtual.
Other than that, we're totally virtual.
That's great.
Incredible. Yeah, but do you see what I'm saying? Do you wake up and, like me, first thing I do, wake up, I better check everything. I'm hooked to these things. Yeah, and there is actually no time that your work day stops. You just keep going. You have to actually tap yourself on the shoulder every now and say, maybe I need to just have a break this Sunday. Do you ever do that?
I'm pretty disciplined now. Certainly when I got started, I was very I love to always say it that, I said it was a passion. My wife said it was, an addiction, and she's probably right. But it's you really got to just be very disciplined and say, look, I'm going to do this in this part of the day. I'm going to have a break. I'm going to go to the beach. I'm going to do this. And so I kind of departmentalize my day. And I don't like email. You can just get addicted to email.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
Yeah.
And the amount of email I get, you just can't even keep up with it. So I just have blocks of time through the day where I'll check email, and then other than that, I'll just leave it alone. And kind of the same with your social stuff. You've got to say, look, this is the time for that, and this is time for family, and this is time for other stuff, and just stick to it. Otherwise, it can just overtake your life. Yeah.
The new world.
Mate, podcasting for me, to be honest, it's been discovery, because I could be listening to Small Business Show or with James Schranko or something like that, and he'll mention someone like Gary Vaynerchuk. He's great. Or someone, and I'll go, Gary Vaynerchuk. And I'll go and search Gary Vaynerchuk. Right, yeah. All of a sudden I'll see his YouTube, gets totally into his story, and I'll be following him for the next 6 months. And then Gary will mention someone else. So you're just discovering all these great new personalities, which is a great depth of knowledge in what they're doing. So to me, it's just discovery of all great people. So that's where podcasts led me. Do you guys feel the same?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Timbo Reid.
Timbo Reid.
Also, he's at We Are Podcast.
He is.
So he's got a great show. And but you're right. I mean, this is just whatever topic you want to find, there's podcasts coming out for it. So, and like we were talking about before, you kind of the days of getting in the car and listening to the radio they're just gone.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Everyone I know, just if they're commuting, they're on podcasts.
Yeah. Or more to the point, the important people who finally get onto that radio show, they've only got that little few minutes to speak before the news breaks.
Yeah.
And if you happen to flick to another station, they're saying the same thing on that. They've got their little spiel written down, a little paragraph I can say in these 2 minutes. You don't get to really find out about the character you like.
No.
Yeah. So going back to the caravan, we're going to pull this caravan up to events and just, hey, I'm interested in you. Do you want to get in this caravan?
Yeah.
And here's the microphone. Let's talk for an hour. What'd you have for breakfast?
That's right.
Everyone wants to know.
Get back to real stories.
Because I remember what you just said. Like you emails, they drive me nuts too. You have to turn them off. Maybe a lot of people hear this and go, is the number one LinkedIn guy? Yeah, he has to split up his day into these sections to really get some work done.
Yeah. And
you got to have a balance with your family too. You have to keep everyone happy.
Exactly.
Daily.
Wouldn't mind talking about, Adam, the power of LinkedIn. What is it with that platform that really works so well in a business environment?
Well, LinkedIn is, it's one of the real powerhouses of, when everyone thinks about social media, they obviously number one gravitate to Facebook, and of course it's number one, and it probably always will be. But LinkedIn, it's just really stood the test of time, and it's really morphed from originally just really being a resume for business to now probably the most powerful online business portal that there is. It's I think it's just over 350 million people on LinkedIn now, and staggeringly, it's growing by 2 new profiles every second.
Yep.
Just insane numbers. But the key of it is, let's face it, anything to do with social media, there's spam, and there's all that side of it, and LinkedIn's no exception. But if you really want to reach a targeted business market, LinkedIn is where you go. No matter what business you want to reach out to or connect with, they're there. Someone yesterday said to me, look, I want to find a virtual assistant in the Philippines. How do I do it? So it's easy. Just go on LinkedIn, do an advanced search, type in virtual assistant, and default the country to the Philippines, and have a look. And so we did that, and there was 3,470 options that they could choose from. It's crazy.
So it's just the education that you provided that he can go source that himself.
Yeah.
So if people want to know a bit more about it, would they come to you or go to one of your presentations to learn mainly about LinkedIn, or with the social you'll cover more Facebook, dark posts, and all that kind of stuff?
No, we pretty much more in the in that business space. So LinkedIn is very, very heavily focused on in the courses we do. We have one that's just specifically for LinkedIn, and then others that are multi-channel, but LinkedIn will always focus in those. And if you go on my website, there's actually a free LinkedIn course.
Wow.
It's a 4-week course that will just show you how to optimize your profile properly.
Yep.
Just go on the website, and it'll pop up in your face, and whack in your email address, and it'll get sent to you. And then we have more higher advanced level courses that are online as well, and then also ones where I'll work one-on-one with companies or entrepreneurs to really give them a strong presence there.
Yeah, right, and it works really well in getting a job too. Isn't it funny how the digital world has actually made it exactly how it was before? When you think about it, I want to hire someone. Here's some people I don't know at all, but there's Barry over there who knows Jono, my mate. Is he all right? Is Barry okay? Yeah, well, that's exactly LinkedIn.
Exactly.
So I've worked for all these companies before, and you're searching for someone in the Philippines. Oh my God, he knows Jono.
That's exactly
so to
right.
speak, Jono, that's Barry. He's great. He's in the Philippines. He does this and that. So it's brought it round perfectly how it comes about naturally when you want to put your trust in someone in your business.
Yeah, and also now when companies are hiring, of course they're gonna ask you to send in your resume, but I guarantee you 100% of the time when they get that short list of who they're going to get in for an interview, first thing they're going to go and do is one, do a Google search on you.
Yeah.
And see where you are in social media, but always they're going to check out your LinkedIn profile. So if you're looking for a job, you just have to have a great LinkedIn profile for sure.
Yep. And do you recommend if someone wants to connect to someone higher up in that hiring department that they should go through LinkedIn for that? What's the best channel to get to the decision maker? Do you actually go that front up, or
I think that it's sort of horses for courses. Depends on if it's a smaller company, you could probably get away with doing that, but you might struggle if it's a larger organisation to get up to that level. But the best thing is what as Drew was just saying, the degrees of separation. Like you find who's connected to who, and the best way is with the more connections you have, if somebody's connected to somebody in that company, you go to your friend and say, "Hey, I see you're connected to Darty over there in that company. Could you do an intro for me?"
Yeah, nice personal one. Yeah, good one.
Yeah,
and if you're a good person in that company, you left amicably and you burnt no bridges. Isn't that great? Like it actually is. This digital age is bringing you some good things. You can't just be a clown. Tell do some bad work. Leave that company and go, no one will ever
exactly.
know. No.
And would you suggest that everyone should have a LinkedIn?
Absolutely. Okay. No matter what it is that you do, even, as I said, even if you're looking for a job, an employer is going to check you out on LinkedIn. So it's really important that you have an exceptional profile. I know of companies that I've spoken to and I've consulted to, and that is exactly how they look for their employees. They'll go through Seek like everything else.
Yep.
They'll get their short list, and then the guys they get in for their that last round of interviews is based on the strength of their LinkedIn profile.
Yeah.
And what about a little tip if someone is thinking about setting one up? How should they format it? Is there a tip you can give for what you would put first as far as a hook in?
Look, I'm going to again give myself a plug here because there's that 4-week course.
Yep.
It's free, and it shows you exactly how to lay out your profile. That's all it does. It's you'll get on the first week you'll get like a 18-page tutorial on how to just set out your profile. Because it really is important, and it's not something we could cover here in a couple of minutes because it's a big task, but take you a few hours to really do it properly. But if you just step through the processes there, you'll have a rocking profile for sure.
All right, we might just plug your book here because I've got it in my hands. It's really well drafted. Social Media Secret Sauce: From 0 to 200,000 Followers in 1 Hour a Day by Adam Houlahan. It's a great book.
Yeah, thanks, mate. It's
tell us a bit about
still well. It's been out for about 18 months now, and again, it's just really gives you the basics of growing your tribe. Is what it's about. So, just all the little ninja tips and tricks that the big social media marketing companies have at their disposal. That kind of you can too. It's really, if you know where to find the tools, it's really not that hard, and that's what it does. It's just step you through how to build an engaged following.
Have you? How long's it been out?
About 18 months now.
Yep, good testimony from people that have used it and actually executed some of the things in there.
Yep. There's a lot of if you go on to Amazon, there's lots of reviews there and whatever some people can see for sure.
Yep. And I asked you earlier before we started recording about your next book. What's on the plans?
It's writing a book's a massive job, but and like we were talking about before, you got to compartmentalize that time, and so it's not something I'm going to rush into. It'll probably be early next year before